AITA for not giving my boss my first-class seat? I am not the original poster. That is you, Scootendog. She posted in r, am I the asshole? Mood spoiler. Happy ending. Less than. Original post. March 2nd, 2023. Yesterday. My boss and I were flying home from a conference. We were on the same flight, but our original seats were not next to each other. I'm a frequent traveler on this airline and use their credit card, so I often get free upgrades to first class. I got upgraded on this flight and my boss did not. After the flight, when we were collecting our bags, she said she wanted to talk to me about my lack of respect for protocol. She thinks that because the company paid for my original ticket, and she is more senior than me, I should have given her the first-class seat. I think this is absolutely insane. While the company paid for my seat, it's my own personal credit card spending and frequent travel that earned me the upgraded seat. Is this some sort of corporate standard I'm not aware of? AITA? Relevant comments. This comment exchange. Commenter. NTA. If you want a CYA going forward, you can always email HR and ask, X happened while on this trip and Manager Y advised that I should have done Z. Can you point me to where I can review the protocols so I know going forward? It documents the incident without being accusatory and lets you be able to cite chapter and verse if there's a next time. Oop. This is a really helpful suggestion. Thank you. She has retaliated against other employees who have raised concerns about her attitude with HR before, so this tact feels a little more comfortable to me than an outright complaint. Does HR know she has retaliated? I know a former coworker mentioned in her exit interview. This former coworker was questioned by our boss about why he had so many doctor's appointments. He reported to HR and then our boss screamed at him. She's very buddy-buddy with our HR representative, which is what has made me nervous in the past. They seem very willing to believe her over employees. Does company allow you to pay with miles? Thank you. Yes. Our company lets us use our miles or personal money to upgrade the economy tickets they purchase. So, yes. In theory, she could have paid with her own money to upgrade. I just happened to get an upgrade because of my status with the airline and their credit card. Is your boss an owner? It's a large corporation and she is just higher on the food chain than me. She is not an owner. One more about Oop and boss. Haha, I'll satisfy your curiosity and say I am a 32-year-old female and she is around 50. Oop is voted NTA. Update post. April 19th, 2023. 5 weeks later. Thanks to the many of you kind Redditors who made me realize 1. I was NTA in this situation and 2. I was in a very toxic work situation. I took the advice many of you gave me and clarified the policy with HR. The company, of course, did not have this policy. I also took your advice to get out of that job quickly and am happy to say I'm starting a new job in 3 weeks. I know the person who will be my supervisor in my new job and she is a very kind, normal person. Pretty nervous to give my notice to the toxic boss on Monday. But oh well. If she's nasty, then my 2 weeks notice will just become an immediate resignation. We live in a one-party consent for recording state and plan to record the phone conversation to protect myself. Thanks to all of you for giving me the push to move on. Relevant comments. About why Oop can't go scorched earth. Unfortunately, I work in a small field, so I need to preserve my reputation. She knows my new boss, so I definitely can't be snarky on my way out. Just trying to do the bare minimum and make my exit gracefully. Update in comments. April 27th, 2023. Hey there. I haven't updated because it was totally unexciting lol. I resigned over the phone. She seemed surprised and asked a lot of questions about why. And that was that. I kept it very short because I knew any detail I gave would just be an argument. Told her I needed to try something new and wasn't sure the company was the right fit. Boss, I noticed that your lunch looks tastier than mine. You need to trade lunches with me because I'm the boss and should have the nicer meal. Well, not exactly on the same lines. But a few years ago I was traveling in the US. I'm from Europe, and I was teaming up with an American from the US branch to see a few clients. I'd barely set foot on anything with American Airlines, United, and such, for obvious reasons. He, on the other hand, did so weakly. At one airport, when we were waiting, he was called over to the desk. When he came back, he was a little embarrassed. They had offered to upgrade him to first class for a 2-hour flight. But that would mean that I would be alone. Are you kidding? Go for it. Make the most of it. You are the one they contacted, not me. So enjoy. I'm not going to get lost. Don't worry. Besides, I'll probably sleep for the entire flight anyway. The toxicity in this story is incredible. I'm just so happy that Oop managed to get out. At what point do people think that other people's benefits are theirs? If she deserved a first-class seat, then the company would have bought her one. And that protocol line? I think we've all heard that from toxic managers at least once in our lives. Some time ago I had to take 2 long flights with my supervisor and the owner of the company. And they paid for an economy ticket for me while they flew in business class. I did not mind this. Turns out, one of my friends worked in that airline and flight, and he saw me boarding the flight to go back home. Talked to one of his subordinates, and they upgraded me to first class. To get to my new seat I had to walk past my supervisor and the company owner as they looked at me in disbelief. Supervisor got real mad, saying she had spent much more money in the airline than me and that she and the owner should have been upgraded. Owner immediately reminded her that the trip was paid with company money and the upgrade went to someone whose ticket was paid by the company. So there was no issue there. Later he told me he was actually glad I had a nice flight, as he knew flying gives me anxiety. Supervisor is still resentful. Same kind of toxic asshole as the one Oop describes. This was a question on a cultural awareness quiz I did at work recently. The next question asked if you would give your boss your seat on a bus. Apparently 72% of my colleagues would give their boss the plane seat and the bus seat. Which was interesting. My company is majority Indian. The quiz was supposed to help us appreciate cultural differences, but when you're in the minority, for every response, you don't feel very celebrated. You'd have to physically remove me from a first-class seat, if I ever got the opportunity. Sounds like the boss has a history of doing not so great things, and given that she's a friend with HR, I'm guessing she knows she can get away with doing whatever she'd like. Seems like the kind of boss who would give their employees scratch-offs for a gift and then expect half the winnings. Oop likely couldn't have given her seat to her boss due to the airline saving those perks for valued members, and regulations about sitting in assigned seats. Oh God. As someone who manages people, I can't imagine trying to get my employees to give me an upgrade they got. I'd be jealous, sure. Who wouldn't want to get an upgrade, but I'd be so mortified if I took it from them because I'm the manager. I'm cringing just thinking about it. I'm happy to see Oop taking a stand for self and did not give up the seat. I only hoped it was not at the cost of losing a job. But I wish all the best to Oop and good luck with the job search. I travel internationally with my manager once a year. A few years ago the airline surprised me with an unexpected upgrade to business class. My manager said he was jealous but told me to enjoy myself and he wanted to hear all about it. NTA. I've traveled with my boss before. I got upgraded and offered her the seat. She declined. She said I earned it and it's mine. Your ex-boss is a jerk. Glad you ditched. Also, never trust HR. I've found them to be extremely dishonest and unscrupulous in several organizations. I've seen this story from MINQ or one of the other clickbait sites in Facey Space.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.